Hey guys, it's AJ. I'm here to make a video of reflection, a video of contemplation, right? Um, I want to speak my truth. So, I get it, and I totally understand that there are times when I don't feel that a certain group of people that I encountered in the past have been congruent with what I'm envisioning for the future. And what I mean by that is there are times that I have experienced a wrong crowd of people. And the reason why I'm saying this now is because I have to cut off a certain person in my life that, I sort of respected at some point. But I have to cut them off because, you have to, like, this is just my general advice that you, like, at 23, sometimes people realize it a little bit later in their life. When people have different goals, different dreams, different ambitions, they have their own way of seeing things in a different picture. They belong to a different group of people. That's called development and growth, right? I'm growing. I'm growing to be the type of man that I want to be. It's not like just because I don't speak up doesn't mean that I'm not feeling it. Of course, I do feel pain. I suffered more than you guys think. Right behind the closed doors, I'm juggling work, life, and school. Right? I'm there. People should stop this comparative mentality. Comparative mentality is not healthy. When you compare yourself with others, it's not going to be good, right? I have seen people that instead of uplifting one another, they decide to put down one another, and that's not okay. So, to be logical and reasonable about what I'm explaining here is that I prefer to be with a group of people that support one another, that grow with each other, that sees the truth, that sees and understands their vision of positivity and upliftment and introspection in their life. I'm in a phase right now where it's just a matter of time that I get there. People are different by nature. Nobody is ever the same. Yes, it is true that our society is reverting back to a conformist type of society where everybody expects you to be a certain way. They want you to be following what they consider is the norm, right? It doesn't work that way. There's a lot of factors that come into play when it comes to success. You see, 23 years old, university. Yup, that's my situation right now. I'm in university. I'm graduating by the end of 2025. So by 2026 or 2026, that's the year that I'll be graduating Trent University, right? Another thing would be is seeing things in a different light. I'm not a static minded kind of man. I am dynamic kind of man that I am. I'm a dynamic minded person. I'm very open minded. If people don't see my vision and continue to disrespect me for the good things that I did for them, even though I didn't, have anything in return, it's time for me to start placing boundaries. There are times when I become too nice, and I realize that when you're too nice to people, they take advantage of you. That's the reality that I am seeing right now. And I have to start changing that. I belong to the kind of people that are hardworking, that are persevering, humble, down to earth, who are financially driven. I can't live my life just running around, wasting my time, listening to negativity every day, Because there are times that I have to carry people's baggage. There are times that I have to carry people's baggage, and that's the truth. When people wish not good on others, it also reflects on them too. So, my point of this video is that you have to start learning how to exercise what is right, what it means to build empathy. I have been empathetic for too long. And there's nothing wrong with that, because usually, naturally, most people who are pursuing medicine tend to have more of that empathetic response than having to ignore it, right? Than just having to have a cookie cutter type of response. And I'm a deep thinker by nature. You know, when it comes to friendship, and I'm being very honest here too, when it comes to friendship, please know your boundaries, know when to and how to, communicate. Because in my case, I'm sort of tired already that I have to deal with people who are just not understanding enough, because I have been very understanding for too long. It's time to rebuild myself in this situation. It's true that there are times that I cry at night, but I don't have to show that in social media. Everything that happens behind closed door, I have to endure everyone's pain, and my pain too. I have to endure every single pain that I have bottled up since 22. I was 22 years old. I had experienced a lot of nonsense. Yes, I've experienced a lot of people, but it's a sign of growth. It's a sign of knowing and understanding where you stand in your life. To those people who are looking for guidance, seek help if you can. For me, I do need to work on talking with the right people, right? And of course, I'm also talking to, my medical doctor sometimes. There are times that I talk to a temporary counseling, right, on the phone. So we have Kids Help Phone in Canada. We have all these resources. And my best advice to people who are wanting to be serious and wanting to do the right thing is be resourceful. There's a lot of free resources out there that you guys can take, especially in the library. There are people in the community that can help. And what I'm building here is more about the community. It's more about taking care of your environment. Because when you take care of the environment, that changes the dynamic already. You're promoting, you're supporting change instead of regression. I don't want to regress. I want to progress in life. I want to be able to increase my sense of awareness as well. It's completely sad that most people that I have encountered for the past 1 to 2 years have made false assumptions about me, that I'm not a nice person, or there are times that when people don't have enough time to get to know me because they can't read me immediately, because I am the type of man who is hard to read sometimes. A lot of people have layers. They have layers in their life, and that's something that people need to understand, that not everything that you see in the surface will answer your curiosity or question. You have to really study and get to know the person that you're with. Yes, it is true. I have been blocked by a few people that I encountered. I'm not saying that it doesn't hurt. Of course it hurts, because I never expected that kind of response, right? But our expectation doesn't always follow through. So I'm being honest here. In life, just know this, that nothing is ever too late. It's not like the whole world will topple over. Sometimes you just have to learn how to reset, take a step back, and figure out what works best. Being a businessman at this age requires a lot of learning, and I made some mistakes too. Right? I need to really work on my marketing and stuff like that. And I'm working on it behind the scenes, and I'm working really hard to make it possible, to make my dreams happen. Because I've always had the ambition to make the world a better place. There are times when I ask myself, when will I ever encounter genuine people who are there for you? And people should be blessed to have people who are supportive and understanding by nature, having friends that you can take pictures with, having friends that are there by your side. You know, people who have that support should preserve it. You know, people should preserve that support, because not a lot of people have that opportunity. Because sometimes it feels like a privilege, you know, sometimes it feels like a privilege has been earned. When I see my surroundings around me, there are times when I wonder, you know, like how people are getting the right ones immediately, you know. It's true that I have friends that have been with me for a long time, but they're not the friends from childhood. Mostly they're people that I encountered who are good, who have good intentions, who have a positive mindset, you know. And I've always had this dream of helping the younger people, not just Gen Z, Gen Alpha too. You know, we're a mix of different young people that are searching for something that brings purpose and meaning in their life. Now, it's a surprise too for some people that they know that my goal is to become a medical doctor. When people ask me, you know, why do I want to become a medical doctor? It all started from childhood. I was playing with my teddy bear, and you know, I've always loved seeing something that heals. That feeling when you see someone walk under 2 feet, standing, you know, from pain to no pain, from, you know, pain to recovery, right? When I feel that I can heal people and just be there for them and talk to them and even take care of my community, you know, it's a responsibility, not just civic responsibility, but it's a genuine responsibility that I am, you know, supposed to have. And I think in a deeper sense, I'm looking at it in a philosophical perspective, and even spiritual perspective too. I have seen a broken world. The world is broken. People are misguided. People are not seeing the truth out there, you know. Instead, people incite discrimination, and that's not okay. Most doctors by nature are advocating for those who deserve justice, security, help. And not only that, people who get into medicine exercise empathy to get to know their environmental surroundings, the atmosphere, everything around them. And this is why my dream is to become a medical doctor. And I'm not giving up on that. It is true that I'm taking a Bachelor of Arts degree in ancient Greek and Roman studies. It's an archaeological anthropology degree of the Mediterranean world that I'm studying. There's a lot about culture, about identity, ethnicity, socio-political landscape. I'm preparing for medicine more than people think. People say it's a completely opposite of what they learn. I said, you know what? It's a component that part of learning is important. To be aware of our environmental surroundings. I took indigenous studies as well. I took indigenous uh, child and youth studies. I have taken indigenous environmental studies. It's also related to medicine in a holistic sense. Sometimes people's perceptions can sometimes, you know, be an illusion. And what I mean by that is when people perceive something that they are not familiar with, they tend to gravitate towards assumption. And assumptions can be considered false at times. So, what I'm saying in this video is don't let people's stereotypical perception about something that they have not known enough about. It's time to exercise our civic rights, civil duties, to take care of our community, to pray for the good of everybody, to seek change in our society. And that's the only way for us to grow together as a community and to unify this world. Religious dogma is not going to help. Spiritualism and the idea of taking care of what is broken should be fixed. We live in a broken system, and I get it, it's unfair. And people react with negativity. I see that. But always remember that there will always be still good people that will see you for what you are. And that's my message in this video, is people will start seeing that when they see and become in tune with the right crowd. It's time to read more, to exercise our responsibility to be better citizens of this world, to promote and exercise education, genuinely not just a performative thing, but to really cultivate that knowledge that we have in school, to go beyond the classroom wall, to see a revolution that will create a better world out there. And Adonai is the only one who can help us. But for people who don't believe in monotheism, that's completely okay too. So it's time to live in a non-judgmental community and to create a safe space where everybody can be heard and feel safe. Take care, guys, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I hope this message gets to you guys as well too. My name is Ahmed, or you guys can call me AJ, and I'm happy to speak more about my story, because it's empowering, right, to hear a person's story that can also be relatable or to resonate with those who are looking for the right type of people. Take care, guys, and may the Lord bless you all.